Welcome to the Saints That Serve podcast,
where each week your hosts dive
into the crossroads
of faith, culture,
and the unknown.
Christ is Lord,
and the kingdom is now.
We are
the Saints That Serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 56 of the Saints That Serve
Podcast.
We are in spooky season, but
So I'm going to interrupt you. When I said it's your turn to introduce the podcast, I meant to do it spooky wise. No, let's keep going. Let's do this.
All right. Welcome to the Saints That Serve podcast. It's spooky season, everybody, and we are on episode 56. Let's go ahead and start this off with an apology. We're sorry that we did not release an episode last week.
Someone was sick.
I was sick.
I wasn't going to call you out. It was going to be like a Braveheart. I am Spartacus. You know,
it was going to be a Braveheart. I am Spartacus.
What is it? Okay, maybe I'm being wrong, but isn't there a scene in Braveheart where like they're all standing in unison saying like I am so and so?
I'm William Wallace. That's his name in Braveheart, is William Wallace.
Is there not like because I know like I am Spartacus, they're all standing up, say like in unison saying like, no, I'm the person you want. Like, so they're like.
I've seen both Spartacus, like the original movie and Braveheart, and I can't think of what you're talking about.
But you know what I'm talking about, where it's like.
Everyone's claiming to be the guy.
Yeah. I was going to give that to, saying.
Well, everyone had
I was sick.
Everyone had a 50% chance of getting it right or wrong. But no, I was sick. And
no, I am sick.
Okay. We had a lot going on the week before. And
good golly, it was
got away from us.
From that, I'm not going to give away or dox your family. But that Thursday, we were doing something for your family member.
We can say it. It was a wedding.
This is true. It was a wedding.
Julie and Adelaone have both been on the podcast, and they're both married now.
Oh, so we can say it. All right. So their address is.
Yeah.
No. So it was had their rehearsal that Thursday.
Yep.
The wedding was Friday.
Yep.
Had one of your child's birthdays parties Saturday, and then there was something else Sunday. I can't remember what it was.
It was just I can't remember what you were doing, but you guys.
Oh, I had that dinner, lunch, barbecue for my boss.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So it was like we was something every single day.
Yeah. For
like 4 or 5 days straight of like nonstop. We got to be doing something. So we DJ. We were the Saints That Swerved.
Wiki.
At Julie's wedding, Julie and Dylan.
Yep.
And it was awesome.
We had a fun time.
Thanks for letting us do that, Julie and Dylan.
Hey, thanks, guys. So anyways, that all happened. And then I got sick, and then I was out of town for the weekend, and we just didn't get to do it. But we're here now.
We're here now.
And we're continuing with the season of the Spookies.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we talking about today, Jairus?
I was curious. Name a spooky.
Name a spooky?
Yeah, since we're in the season of the Spookies.
I'm gonna say Dracula.
Dracula is a spooky?
He's a spooky. I think that there could be two categories. There's cryptids and there's spookies.
Mm-hmm.
And vampire seems to like intertwine.
There is like, if you have the Venn diagram, there is like a crossover between spookies and cryptids.
Yeah.
I would say a really good spooky.
My favorite.
No, a really good spooky is you when you're not wearing your makeup.
I love getting scared the most by
Jonathan not wearing his show makeup.
I don't wear makeup ever.
I said, it's not a video podcast. He said, I've got to look good for the podcast.
I've got to look good for the sound equipment.
So anyways, before we get started, do we have any announcements?
we pray for you every single Friday.
Every single Friday.
So make sure that if you need prayer for anything, to reach out. You can email us at saintsthatserve@gmail.com.
And coming soon, Saints That Swerve at gmail.com.
You can also use the link at the bottom of the episode description. It takes you to a direct messaging and then any social media. We're on all of it. We're on Instagram and Facebook and X, YouTube. Oh,
Threads.
not on Zynga, though.
Not Zynga. Do we have a Threads, though?
Yeah, we got Threads.
That's crazy. I've never even looked at it.
Yeah, there's nothing happening there.
Yeah. I get advertisements for Threads all the time, and no one ever uses it.
Yeah. It's like, what would be cool is if instead of Instagram, we had something where you could just post a text. You're like, you mean like Twitter and Facebook?
You're right.
So
everybody just wants to be that new same thing.
Yeah. So anyways.
Real quick, I want to do a quick let me apologize.
Oh, okay. We just got a lot of them.
Yeah. So but maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago, I said that John wears makeup. And that's not true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you want to look ugly all the time.
Oh, thanks.
Without your makeup.
You know what? I forgive you.
Thank you.
And on that note, I need to apologize because everyone went to see the episode last week and saw that there was none. And they went to social media to see what the update was, and there was none. And that's my fault because I run the social media.
No, I run the social media.
Oh, my gosh.
I am Spartacus.
So anyways, yeah, sorry, guys, that there was no information.
We'll do better.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and just get into it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about tonight?
Because it's spooky season, we are talking about, Tyler, this is your transition into, I don't know, what are we calling this? You know what? It's the world of children's spookies.
There you go.
My sheet says something different, but I don't know if that's
the Saints That Serve spooky season. When scary was for kids, the world of children's horror.
I think spookies is a better word than saying horror.
I mean, probably, but that's what I looked up was horror.
I mean, it's all
children's horror.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we're talking about children's horror. It's an interesting thing to talk about to me because it's like there are things made out there that are made for children.
The target audience is children.
Yeah. And so you have so many films and media games and a very specific board game.
Yeah.
That is all made and targeted towards children. And I kind of want to talk about those.
Yeah. And
say, was this actually appropriate for your children?
Yeah.
Versus was this just a gateway?
A conditioning mechanism.
Yeah, that kind of thing for your children just to be, made to get a hold of your children with this demonic property early on.
Yeah.
Just a tool of the enemy to try to just get a hold of your children way too early.
Well, yeah, I mean, the tool of the world, you know what I mean? Like, if it's not of Christ, it's of the world, and Satan is of the world.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we talk about on the show all the time is like, if it's not of God,
yeah,
it's either, it's not sometimes it's not beneficial, but it's not beneficial, and sometimes it's neutral in the sense of
it's not a bad thing, but it's not necessarily
it's not beneficial
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. There are properties like that, and then there's other things that you just shouldn't expose yourself to.
Sure.
So let's talk about these ones that you shouldn't let your children be exposed to.
Yeah. So if you do a Google search on children's horror movies, the top picks, at least when I pulled it up, was
Monster Squad.
No.
Really? I wonder if your list is completely different than
Monster House.
Oh, Monster House.
Yeah. Frankenweenie. The House with a Clock in the Walls. The Addams Family. Caroline. Ernest Scared Stupid.
That movie is a classic, but it's so dumb.
The Little Vampire.
You have such a different list.
I've never heard this one before. Return to Oz.
Oh, yeah. Return of Oz. That's a Disney
Return
movie.
to Oz.
That's a Disney movie.
The Witches.
The Witches. Yeah. Whenever you have something called The Witches.
It's it looks like it came out in 2020. Scooby-Doo 2, the live action.
I wonder what was your time frame that you put in on yours?
I literally just typed in children's horror movies.
I did the children's horror that I grew up on. So kind of 90s. So that makes more sense.
Well, there are, I mean, yeah. Box Trolls, Goosebumps 2, Watcher in the Woods.
Watcher in the Woods.
Awesome.
That I don't think that's a
movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have seen that.
The Watcher in the Woods from 1980.
That is a weird movie. I have seen that.
Paranorman.
Yep.
Igor and Scooby-Doo. I mean, it keeps going on, but.
Well, let's start with that one.
All right.
Let's start with the one that has 1,000 different properties on it. And you've said it a few times, called it out a few different times. Because that is, to me, a really interesting one, which is Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Because initially, Scooby-Doo wasn't supernatural.
Yeah.
Initially, the only weird supernatural thing about that was, why is the dog talking? But, like, it started out as just a mystery. Like, they were called the Mystery Inc. And anywhere they went, there was somebody, it was a spooky thing, a monster, a creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was always trying to get them out of wherever they're at, scare them away. But on every single episode of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You was the original show.
Yeah.
It was always somebody in a costume trying to scare people away.
Yes.
How do you feel about, in that sense, children's horror, where it was never anything evil or supernatural? It was just somebody in a suit every time. And the reveal was, who was it actually, was the idea of the show.
I don't know. I don't really care either way when it comes to that.
Like, it's a weird question.
It's like the idea is that it's like they're letting you know, like, hey, this isn't real. Like, they aren't really dealing with the supernatural, cosmic, weird stuff.
Like, oh, I remember, like, there was a few, like the miner 49er, and he was just the ghost of a guy in a mine shaft, like a gold digger.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of guy. That was the spooky, and it was just a guy who was trying to scare everybody out of the mine shaft so he could actually mine the gold that was there.
Yeah.
So it's always that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It was always posed as like a spooky house or a spooky this, and it was always never actually the thing that they made it look like it was.
What I will say is that Scooby-Doo, like, with how old it is,
Mm-hmm.
you got to think about the audience at the time would not accept actual supernatural stuff.
Do you think the intent was, like, we want to make it supernatural, but we won't get away with it?
Well, there's been this weird, I don't know what it is, but there's been this weird attraction to being spooked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's almost like people enjoy. I mean, I find myself being like, that is pretty entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just the idea of being spooked. And so I would say that it's that. It's like, hey, let's take something that's creepy, let's make it appropriate for kids, and then let's give an explanation at the end to cover our butts with the parents. That's like, well, no. It was never really a ghost. It was Mr. Billy Bob.
It was the butler the whole time.
Yeah, it was the butler. You know, so because I think that true, like, ghost stuff was saved for adults.
So this was like,
So
again, the gateway to it.
it's like it had to be kid friendly, and kid friendly is there's no such thing as ghosts, because that's what all the parents are telling their kids. There's no monsters under the bed. There's no monsters in the closet. There are no ghosts, stuff like that.
So Scooby-Doo, again, is that interesting one, because what you said later on, as it got more modern, like Scooby-Doo, obviously it's so old, like probably I wouldn't say one of the most, but I just feel like it's like such a long-lasting property. We're always going to get something Scooby-Doo related.
Yeah.
But, after Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Even like in the 60s, like 70s, 80s, as it grew older, they started running into the real creatures. They had an entire movie, like where Scooby-Doo was helping 3 ghosts, or like Shaggy was teaching at Dracula's school. It was like these weird ones, but like even back then, we're not even talking modern. They started gearing away from it was just somebody in a mask.
Well, I think that's when the change started happening in the 80s, because that's when you start seeing things like Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a kid, like that. To my understanding, that started as a kid's game, and it does not shy away from the supernatural. I mean, most of the creatures in the game are spooky.
Yeah,
or are from the spooky properties.
There was one Scooby-Doo, and we'll talk about D&D if you like, but it came to me. There is a Scooby-Doo movie where Shaggy gets turned into a werewolf and is in a cross-country race organized by Dracula. That was like the entire plot of the movie was Shaggy is a werewolf, and to get turned back into normal by Dracula, he has to win this cross-country car race.
Okay, you saying werewolf reminded me of this. I saw a clip for an interview. They interviewed the guy who did the voice for Nixon from Futurama. All the presidents, their heads reserved or whatever.
Yeah.
And he said he was trying to like do a bit for it because he didn't want to do it unless it was going to be like clever and unique and funny.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, when I watched this speech for Nixon as a kid, like I told my mom, like, it just seems like he's a guy on the cusp of turning into a werewolf.
So that's how he's.
So that's why he did the Nixon voice like that. He's like, it's just a guy who's about to become a werewolf. He's like in mid transition.
In the show, he goes, "Ooga!"
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, because he's like, it's Nixon, but Nixon's about to become a werewolf. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't condone Futurama, just so I know.
Wow.
I did watch it. I haven't watched all of it, but I did watch it in my wild days. And
same here. I tried watching like the newer seasons when they started making those. I'm like, I just wasn't good in my opinion. I know it does well, but it's just like it just didn't interest me. Like maybe it was part of like watching a show I shouldn't have been watching when I was younger. But
yeah, the more that I press into the Lord, the harder it is for me to just watch anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's really hard to use my eyes when No, I'm kidding.
No, but I mean like things that I used to watch and enjoy, it's getting harder to just sit down and enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
I really only have a couple of things that I'll watch, and I don't know. It's getting harder to do it. And I think it's just because of that. It's like there are things in it that are not godly.
Yeah.
And there's no justification for it. Like it's not trying to say like, here's the godly stuff, here's the ungodly stuff, and the godly stuff is going to win. It's thrown in there for the entertainment bit of whatever it is.
I feel like something like, and we'll get into more of these properties where it's like, it's a little bit more of a gray area on decision because it's that good versus evil argument on a lot of these children's shows.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about something like Futurama, it's just adult humor.
Exactly.
And so it's like, there's not like
crude adult humor. We've gone so far down this rabbit hole with all these adult cartoons that like, it's not like, it's just crude.
Yeah. It's not even like good guy versus bad guy or whatever. It's just like you said, it's crude humor and there's no gray area to it.
It's just an excuse to kind of slap in like the crude sensual jokes and bits and make fun of different people groups and things. And it's like, it's all in the name of comedy. Like I hear this all the time from comedians conveniently that it's like, comedy should be untouchable because we make fun of everyone and we make fun of everything. And that's how we use comedy to really address the issues because we make fun of it. I was like,
yeah. And
that doesn't.
should we accept that statement when they are blaspheming our Lord and Savior?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well,
oh yeah, it's okay because we make fun of everybody.
Yeah, we're making fun of God because we're trying to address the issues. And it's like, well, nah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Futurama is an interesting one.
Yeah.
At least growing up, like on the shows I shouldn't have been watching as a kid. It's kind of tame compared to other things like Family Guy or South Park.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, but it still doesn't make it worth watching. It's just interesting because I don't feel like Futurama is as bad as other ones that are out there.
Yeah. I think it's also my parent brain. Like,
true.
I've got to think like, okay, if my kid walked in right now,
how would that go?
Like, would the scene be questionable? Is it something that I can't take back? Like, I have no control. I'm just watching it, and then they jump out of the corner, and whatever's on the screen's on the screen. You know, so it's like I've really got to control the environment that I'm watching things. And then it's like, if I have to go to all that extra work, like, should I even watch it? You know? So and this is a more recent development, but I am noticing it's like, it's not going to hurt me to not watch it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing is with all this entertainment stuff.
Is it worth if I really wanted to watch it, is it really worth the effort to try to, for your and our spiritual, journey, and for worth the effort of having to hide it if your kid came into the room? So many variables in it, like it's not worth trying to watch it.
Yep. So, yeah, but going back to kid horror,
Spiderwick. I was going to say real quick because we kind of mentioned it, Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay,
because that is like also kind of kids horror. It's not really a seasonal horror thing, like spooky season type thing, but it is still that. You're right. It's too demonic in that sense. It
can become too demonic.
Yeah. The story behind Dungeons and Dragons, your characters and your heroes fighting the evil, that does exist, but it's also you're aligning yourself too much in that storyline with things that are evil.
Well, the benefit of the game is you get 100% control of what's in it and what's not in it. So whoever's creating the game decides what the bad guys are, what the good guys can do.
The problem, though, too, is a lot of times, yes, you can write and create those campaigns. But a lot of times, at least for the ones I've been to, it was somebody going off of a guidance of a book. So you're not really, at least the few I went to, they weren't really in control. They were just following the guidance of a book in the outline. So then if you're clever, you can, make it okay.
Yeah.
And not have the evil stuff in it in a positive manner.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I feel like that should be, especially for kids, is something they shouldn't be playing.
Well, and bringing it around to more modern times, because that's like a defining, or that's a major part in the
Stranger Things. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, if you get into the cryptid communities, they're all talking about portals and this alternate dimension that mirrors our dimension. And so that's what they're all talking about. Like, hey, like we've been talking about this stuff, and they put this show out, Stranger Things, and they gave a name to this place that we've been talking about, the Upside Down.
Mm-hmm.
And it has these things. It has these weird, crazy, demonic creatures that are trying to find the portals to get over to our side of reality, to mess with people and potentially drag people back over to this alternate reality.
Well, spoilers on the show, they're just more of just wanting to get through to have another world to conquer. They're not trying to.
Yeah. But I mean,
I guess that's kind of the
specifically imagery. For the story of Stranger Things, that's what's happening. But I'm saying the themes and the things that are going on in it is people that are in the supernatural communities, they're warning against it. And then they're also incorporating Dungeons and Dragons into it. It's like, oh, these kids were able to they were more susceptible, or I haven't seen the show, so I can't talk too much into it.
Mm-hmm.
But, they're trying to check all the boxes for a certain group of people. Like, oh, you like Dungeons and Dragons? Oh, you like 80s nostalgia? Check. Oh, you like alternate dimensions where you can get spooked? Check.
Mm-hmm.
And coming back around to that, there's this weird thing where a lot of people, and everyone has different tolerances, but a lot of people, they like the entertaining aspects of being frightened.
Mm-hmm.
So, or have frightening elements to something is entertaining. Harry Potter. Here we go. We're finally getting into it.
Yeah, no.
No,
we're not. No.
In the movies, that castle has ghosts floating all around it. And it's like really cheesy comical.
Oh yeah.
It's not scary by any means, but the idea of these ethereal creatures roaming the halls with children, it's like, oh, don't worry. They're weird.
That was something, being somebody who's read and watched Harry Potter's like, why are there ghosts in this castle? But just, they never really truly served an overall purpose to the story, as much as just like every now and then they would give some like information that the kids needed.
Well, in the movie, the staff utilized them whenever something broke into the school, which seems to happen a lot. They would like send the ghosts out to search for whatever.
They do that. Like, it's one throwaway line in one movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
you're right.
It's just like, it's something that's there. Like you're saying, that it's like, just to add, I don't know, like you said, spooky ambiance to it or whatever, but like, it's something weird to me is like, they would always advertise like it not to be a horror movie though. Like, It's always watch Harry Potter around Christmas. They tried to make it like a Christmas movie because like the first 3 or 4 had Christmas scenes in it.
Yeah. See, my significant other brought up that it's a fall movie, I guess because of Halloween.
Sure. But again, like
and because they're in school.
Yeah, I guess
the school season's fall. So,
but like they have scenes of like, and a few of them of kind of Halloween scenes. And then I feel like they do have, it's just such a small, like maybe 3 or 4 minute portion of the movies, a couple of the seasons.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Like, I just see it as like, okay, we had a bit of time in Christmas, a bit of time in Halloween, but overall it's just a magic fantasy movie.
Well, I
don't see it as like a holiday movie.
I think that's what plays into it. And this can be distributed to all horror in general.
All right. But that goes back to then at this point, and I think we've
didn't
talked
even
about
let
this.
me finish it.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
I didn't even get to the point.
I'm sorry. I had a thought, and I had to get it out. So,
the changing of
Die Hard, is that a Christmas movie? No.
The changing of the season. When we get into fall, I mean, you're experiencing it. I'm experiencing it. The day's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
It get dark. It's darker for longer periods of time. And I mean, for all of human history, it seems like we have correlated horror or spookies to the dark. So when there's longer times of darkness, it's like, oh, this is the spooky season because it's darker. And so it's like fall is that tipping point. It's the fall festival. It's the changing of the season. It's the whatever. And it's the kickoff. And so everyone wants to get a little bit of spook with their pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah.
And
then we kind of transition. It is interesting because like heavy spooky to November, fall, Thanksgiving, where it's like a fall theming, but also starting to become more wholesome and more comfy and cozy, to the full-blown happy, joyous time
of Christmas. Yeah.
And then from there, you go to frozen nightmare of January.
Frozen nightmare.
Nothing joyous or happy at all. And it's just cold.
Yeah. Epiphany. That's in January.
You had an idea?
No.
You finally had an idea in January?
The 12th day of Christmas. January 6th. Epiphany.
Oh, yeah.
You've never celebrated it, have you?
I have never heard of that, to be honest.
Okay. We don't normally celebrate it, but the 12 Days of Christmas is a thing. Like,
Yeah, I know about that.
But it ends,
I always thought it led up to Christmas.
Nope. It ends on January 6th,
Okay.
which is Epiphany, which is the day that I believe it's the day that we celebrate the wise men coming and finding Christ.
But that's joyous season, but we're currently...
It is joy season, but you brought up that nothing good happens in January. And I brought up that Epiphany happens in January.
Nice.
There you go.
Back to spooky season.
February. Nothing at all.
I hate love.
Yeah. Okay. Give me your setup that you were cutting me off for.
I was just going to say, talking about how Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Oh.
How we're talking about Harry Potter, just because there is a scene in it, a seasonal, anything does not make the thing that you're watching an overall holiday movie.
Just because the entire thing happens on Christmas Eve and you constantly see Christmas decorations and people refer to Christmas does not make it a Christmas movie.
All right. We're going to put a pause on this conversation for a reason.
Okay.
Because I think during joyous season, we should talk about what is and isn't a Christmas movie.
Okay. I don't know if I want to, but all right.
Die Hard is not a Christmas
movie. I was just jabbing. I was just poking fun.
All right. What's another one that you had on your list?
Haunted Mansion.
The Haunted Mansion?
Yeah, Disney's The Haunted Mansion.
I really like that movie. Believe it or not. Not the new one. I like the Eddie Murphy one.
Yeah, that's the one that's on here. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that new one was not that great.
I haven't seen either of them.
Yeah, the Haunted Mansion's a weird one because it's just very nostalgic for me because it was like one of my favorite rides at Disney because of the... Don't give me that face. No, because of all the cool...
An entire park full of kids' joy, and you pick the one scary ride.
No, because I think it goes back to how I like to view things of like how it was made and not necessarily what it was showing or representing fully.
Yeah.
So I like the effects and how they did that because that was the most effect-heavy attraction at Disney.
Yeah.
And for it to be the 1970s when this was built and they're doing all these cool, like, transparent ghost effect. I just liked how it was created, and I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I rode that ride one time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a real hard time riding it. A real hard time.
Yeah, riding it recently, it is weird, more and more laying heavy on me when riding it.
Yeah.
The one in Paris is way darker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the storyline on that one is that the local town like blew up and everybody died. So everything's kind of underground, all the ghosts, and they're all skeletons coming out of the walls. It's creepy. That one's creepy, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Going into it, I'm like, I didn't know that this one was going to be bad.
Yeah.
The best one I rode was the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay in California.
Oh.
That one was fun. And segue to A Nightmare Before Christmas.
I've never seen it.
That's probably one of my favorite Disney movies. It shouldn't be, but I really like A Nightmare Before Christmas.
We're sitting here talking about all the kids' horror. It's like, yeah, it's probably not very good. And like every other
well, it's just
like, man, I love that.
It's just a good movie. It's nostalgic. I think everything that that's on this list that I enjoyed, I want to talk about because it was nostalgic.
Sure.
Before I became a good person.
One that's on here that I'm confused by is The Secret of NIMH. I didn't know that was a horror film for kids. I didn't know that it had
you might have
tones.
Is that the one with the fairy and Tim Curry is the smog monster and everything?
No, that's
Fern Gully.
Fern Gully. Yeah,
okay,
no.
The Secret of NIMH.
Secret of NIMH is about the mouse.
Oh, yeah. I think that there's some things like that aren't actually meant to be horror as much as it has spooky parts in it. You know what I mean? Like, is Brave Little Toaster a scary movie? Or does it have the most terrifying scene in any movie ever in it?
Go ahead. What's the most terrifying?
Have you never seen the clown scene from A Brave Little Toaster?
I must have purged it from my memory.
I'll have to show you after the recording.
Okay. All right.
It is, for a kid's movie, one of the scariest things. I watched it recently, and it just brought up like childhood trauma Like it's a rough for a kids movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did this back then, but just like let's throw in the just scariest scene ever in any movie you'll ever see for a 5-year-old.
Do you know what is kids horror or should be labeled as kids horror that has no supernatural in it?
What's that?
Now I'm blanking on the name. The bunny movie, the British bunny movie.
Oh, Watership Down.
Watership Down. That movie, as a child watching it, was pretty.
It's gory,
messy.
right?
Yeah.
And it's a kids movie.
Well, because it gets into the graphic reality of rabbit troops and competing rabbit troops and them fighting with each other
and turf wars and
like things getting buried alive. Like that's really dark.
Yeah.
Something getting buried alive.
They remade that recently, I think.
They did. It's a mini series on Netflix.
Jeez. Is it still really awful? Like, or did they tone down the...
No, I watched it. I think that it's still the same, but it's not targeting kids. Okay. That's the thing is most of these remakes, they know that the target audience has grown up.
Yeah.
So it's more of a like,
let's remake
remember
this
watching
nostalgic.
this as a kid? Yeah, we're going to revamp it. But even though it may be labeled as a kid's whatever, we're targeting the parents who grew up watching it because the only reason their kids are going to watch it is because the parents watched the original version.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh yeah, my kid's got to see this. So, but all that to say, I don't remember anything supernatural or super spooky about the Secret of...
That's the thing. Secret of NIMH. I was going to say about Watership Down. It's just like something can be spooky, but not be horror.
I think it's just ominous because
horror is something that I think would be defined, and I'm sorry I interrupted you again.
It's okay.
Horror is something that is defined, at least in my book, of something that is supernatural and evil and demonic. And something scary can be something that doesn't have something demonic in it.
Yeah.
But still is spooky to watch. Like
Spiderwick Chronicles.
That was not a scary movie. That was not horror. That was fantasy.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Goosebumps.
Okay, why are you taking mine? Stop. Shut up.
Sorry.
Stop it. That's my big one. Let's talk about it. Goosebumps. That was really what was the main reason why I wanted to do this episode.
Okay.
Because I think that this is a very, very great prime example of what we're talking about here, which is something that was made for kids.
Yeah.
That was intentionally a gateway entry point to horror.
Okay.
For kids.
Sure.
I mean, R.L. Stine wrote Goosebumps as an alternative to Stephen King's novels. 100%. There's so many of them that mirror things that he made. You know what I mean? Like Stephen King wrote a story about, evil clown.
Yeah.
And there's an evil clown book that R.L. Stine wrote.
Yeah.
You can sit down and read a Goosebumps book in about an hour. There's short stories.
There's a couple of different ones. So there's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is by Alvin Schwartz. And then Goosebumps is by R.L. Stine.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's The House with the Clock in the Walls by John Bellairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wait Till Helen Comes.
Wait Till Helen Comes?
By Mary Downing Hahn. I don't know what that is.
So your Goosebumps is this long...
It's a series of books.
Long series, and each book is just like its own individual short horror story.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say it's short is like it is a book, but it's like somewhere between 100 to 150 pages. And the pages are small pages with word.
So longer than Magic Tree House, but
picture
pretty similar.
Very similar, but a little bit bigger. But Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was truly actually just a book series within, and all of them had just shorter, like maybe a couple page short story horror stories.
Yeah, it says a collection of classic folklore and urban legends complete with chilling illustrations.
They're creepy, dude.
Yeah.
For children's stories, everything looked so gross and rotting and nasty on all these. Whoever did these illustrations
should stop.
should stop. And they were sick in the head because all of that stuff looks so gross.
Yeah.
Just imagery-wise, for a children's book, is disgusting.
Well, I think that's at the heart of it, right? When it comes to the enemy.
Yeah.
You know, the demonic forces, like.
But again, this is made for children.
Yeah.
And they re-released the books like recently, and they toned down that stuff greatly. So they did, though, and going back to that, they made a movie based around that franchise, but it was like an adult horror movie that came out recently.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it?
It's just Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh, okay.
Is what it's called. And it's just kind of like, the story on that was this witch, I think, she was the one writing these stories. And if you read the stories, the creature from the story would come after you or something to that effect. I'm sorry. I'm mixing it up with Goosebumps, but it's very similar where the witch is writing the stories as she's writing it. That thing starts coming after you.
Gotcha.
Goosebumps story was...
So kind of like Inkheart.
Kind of.
Things are coming out of the pages.
Kind of, yeah. The thing about Goosebumps was, and very cleverly, I watched Goosebumps and I had the books as a kid and all that stuff. So when the movie came out, Jack Black played a character in that.
Jack Black.
It was Jack Black played R.L. Stine. So the story of it is that this is a world where Goosebumps books existed, and Jack Black had R.L. Stine in this had a power that if he did not write the story in his mind down, the creature that he was thinking about would get loose.
Okay.
So then he'd have to lock them in the book. The huge loophole or plot hole to that was, how does these books exist in this world that these kids are reading if all these things are locked away and shouldn't be opened or read? Because that's how it starts, is like somebody breaks into his house, a kid opens up the book, and then all of a sudden all the monsters are now loose in the city. So all his stories that you're familiar with as a kid, is familiar with it. So I enjoyed the movie, but again, that was when it came out.
Yeah.
And if I rewatch it now, I probably shouldn't. I probably won't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just a lot of these things I'm talking about, talking about fondly for nostalgia.
Yeah.
And probably better not watch this now.
And then you're rethinking, you're like, you know what? Maybe I should take a second think about this.
Past wise, it was a good movie. So
I think I watched Goosebumps. I don't remember.
Okay, the show from the 90s.
No, the movie.
The movie.
Yeah, with Jack Black. And I don't remember why I watched it, but I think I did watch it. And yeah, it was nothing super memorable. I mean, I remember the doll. And it was like the main protagonist.
Yeah.
It
was a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah. Yeah, dummy.
He was a dummy.
You're a dummy.
The original show,
mm-hmm.
I remember being so scared to watch as a kid.
Okay.
And if you watch it now, it's some of the worst acting you've ever seen, ever. It's just like, literally, here's a line. You ready? Oh, no. There is a ghost in the house. Ah.
See, I felt like, okay, you know when things are like over the top?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just way too much. And you don't, because it's way too much, it takes you out of the experience of the story.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel like you're a part of it.
Yeah.
So there's a movie with Jason Momoa in it. I think it's called Werewolves.
It's called Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman. No, I think it's called Werewolves. I'm looking it up. But the acting in it is, everyone is like to the max.
Mm-hmm.
Wolves. It's called Wolves. And it has Jason Momoa and Lucas Till. And I don't think anyone else would know anyone else in it. But yeah, it was, I mean, it goes along the lines of what we're talking about with horror, because werewolves. But watching it the entire time, I was like, man, this is too cheesy. Like you can't, you can't get into it. Okay, I've got another one on my list.
Before we do, I wanted to say though, the thing about Goosebumps, was the stories though always had supernatural things around it.
Yeah,
it was always kids being dragged into those situations and trying to get out. It was never posed as, it was that, to me personally, that moral gray area where it's good versus evil. They're not posing the evil as good. It's always somebody trying to survive the evil.
Sure.
So that was kind of where I was at. And that's kind of, again, as always, my moral gray area of, as long as they're not posing the evil as good, I don't mind watching it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But some other people might have opinions on that.
Yeah. The hard thing is, like, as an adult, you've already got your ideological parameters established.
Mm-hmm.
And so your discernment, for the most part, your discernment's there. As a child, when you're still super influential, doesn't matter if it's the bad guy. If he's cool, you want to be like him.
Yeah.
You know, I run into that all the time with the boys. Like, we'll be watching something and they don't care about, like, the hero is not as cool as the bad guy. And so they pretend to be the bad guy.
Let's be honest. Venom is like the coolest thing ever.
Well, but I mean, it's not this way for everything, but it just depends on what the movie or the TV show is or the video game, whatever. Like, sometimes the bad guy's cooler. And so if that's what clicks with them, they're like, oh, I want to be the bad guy, or I'm going to pretend to be this guy. And you're like, well, I want you to be the hero.
Yeah.
And I want you to shun evil. So that's where you got to go the extra mile when you got super young kids. I mean, sometimes even tweens and teens. Like, you got to be careful what you allow them to watch and partake of.
I remember why you would have watched Goosebumps.
Why?
Wasn't your wife an extra in that movie?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's why. I'll have to ask her later. I think you're right. I think she was an extra. Yeah, because they had a dance scene, right?
Yeah, in the
There's
school.
A dance.
School dance.
And she's an extra. Her and her friend are an extra in it. Yeah, that's why.
I was sitting here racking my brain, like, why? And I think I remembered, like, y'all talking about that at one point.
What's with us being extras in movies that don't do well?
I was an extra in a movie and it did well.
I mean, I guess it did all right. Yeah. But my mother-in-law was an extra in that one movie that, like, never made it to theaters.
Yeah, it made $76 or something like that.
Yeah,
total.
It did awful. My wife was in Goosebumps. She's in a couple of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can't name it all. I can't remember all of it.
Your son is in that one movie.
Park Ranger's in that one movie a lot. A lot. Than we thought.
He is the main character of that movie. He's in it so much.
And I think he only got $400 for the movie. No, but I mean, it didn't do well. It didn't do well, that movie.
What movie have you been in?
Not a movie. It's a TV show. Cops.
I was going to say the news.
The news. Yeah. Comes on every day.
I'm on it every day doing something.
No, but
we got to get you an extra role so you can
so I can be a part of the club.
Be part of in a movie club.
The movie club.
Hey guys, I was in Footloose. I don't know if you heard earlier. I'm you can see me. You can see me clearly.
I think Bigfoot's in a movie too, or at least he did an extra part for a movie, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if it ever came out or something. I think it was.
You'll have to tell me about it later.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
We're being vague on your children because we don't want people looking at your children.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's funny because the movie that Park Ranger was in,
yeah,
a lot of people have seen your son.
Yeah.
They don't know it's your son.
They don't know it's him.
So, because it's not a good movie, but I think it did well enough.
Yeah.
It is a Disney film, technically. Like one of the sub-Disney companies.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like 50%
of everything. Anyways, what we were talking about.
Horror.
I cut you off about Goosebumps, but you were moving into something else.
Well, I was going to talk about, I was just going to bring up that Hocus Pocus was on my list. You know,
Yeah, that's one of those weird ones I never watch. I know that's something
I've never seen it either.
Like to my understanding, there is like like a little girl using witchcraft to combat the witches, summoning dead in this, and no. Like, I don't have that nostalgic factor on my life, so I can't defend this movie either. So,
yeah,
like, no hocus nocus.
Hocus Nocus. See, that's my struggle with the Harry Potter. Is the story's good?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a great, like, it pulls you in, and you know the cinematics of the movies are good. But just the amount of
magic,
straight up magic, not like alluding to, we call this magic like they do in Narnia or they do in Lord of the Rings.
It is the school of witchcraft.
It is, yeah,
and wizardry.
And they do straight up to like, this is how you make this potion and it does this to this person, or like the divination class, like this is how you divine things, and you know, like this is how you cast a spell and this is what the spell does to somebody. This is the words you use to cast it and stuff. And so it's just so explicitly, even though it's such a small, well, it's not a small part, but even though it's a minor part, like the actual magic practices are not super major in the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's so integral in the story that, you know, that's what gives me a hard time is like, how do you can't cut this out.
There's no way to make it or spin it in a way that it isn't what it is.
Yeah. So I'll just have to stick with Lord of the Rings.
That has magic in it.
Yeah. It's weird the way he wrote it, like, because like when he uses the term magic, like each race or each thing has its own magic exclusively for them, but it's not like any kind of conjuring thing. You know what I mean? Like it's something that they weave into their stuff. And that's why it is exclusively their thing. Like the elves, like things that are elvish are exclusively elvish because of the elf magic.
Is it the best way to explain it is the way he writes it is that it's not witchcraft?
Well,
because there are people who do technically do witchcraft in it, and it's not the same thing as the witch, like the spell casting and the like powers that is used by the race.
Yeah.
It's hard to write fantasy. It's hard to write like, you know, magic into stuff and make it okay.
Well, with Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion, he makes it to where the beginning of all things comes in through song.
Mm-hmm.
It's sung into existence, and everything has a song. And what brought evil is basically the vanity and selfishness of one Valar, whose name is Morgoth.
Morgoth, yeah.
And he wants to create his own song, and he wants to be equal to the creator. And so
Morgoth
but he can't create his own
devil.
Yeah, he's the devil. He can't create his own song, so he distorts the music. And so everything that he conjures is a distortion of the divine song. And so everything that's created afterwards is a part of the song, the divine song. And they each have their own specific little part to play into it. So I guess like the magic in Lord of the Rings specifically, it's not academic. Like for the most part, it's
just normal.
It's a part of it. Like in what makes it bad is if it's a distortion of the intended purpose. So, you know, orcs, like they're a distortion of
because they're elves.
Yeah, at the beginning they were taken and through the darkness corrupted, you know, and that's how it is for everything. Everything is taken and corrupted, and that's a great parallel to the reality of our world, where everything that was created was good. God said it was good. And it's not a new thing was created that is bad. The bad came from a distortion of what was created. And so that's where we're at today, where there's so much bad going on. It's because there's so much distortion of God's creation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nothing's like, hey, say these 3 words and it does this thing.
It's a natural thing that they have always had. And it's just the closest thing that you could describe it as, because it's not a natural thing in our reality, is to call it magic.
Yeah, because that's why, like,
when you're talking about storytelling, like, the only way for you to tell this story is to explain it is like, okay, what other term could I use it for if it's something that's not natural?
Yeah.
Okay, magic.
Yeah.
But it's not really, witchcraft or evil, because the witchcraft and evil exist as the distortion.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't rightly know.
I don't rightly know, Jim.
Isn't it? Can I just real quick about that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The amount of time that I've spent with my family, the amount of time that has been brought up.
After the episode 52?
After episode 52 is crazy. I have a niece, and that's her favorite thing now. Isn't it? Yeah, we were camping. She grabbed a piece of bread and brought it to the fire, and she's like, don't we all want to sit down and have a piece of toast, isn't it? I was like, what are you doing here?
It's your own fault. You're the one who brought that up in episode 52.
It was funny, though.
I kept saying it.
Yeah, it's funny.
I am Spartacus.
Isn't it?
Let's talk about something real quick, though. I want to briefly mention it because it's very similar to Goosebumps. Are you afraid of the dark?
Liar!
Liar.
How is that like Goosebumps?
It's literally a children's horror thing. It's just they didn't have books. It was just TV episodes.
Oh.
Where it was just like, I always found it to be scarier than Goosebumps, but rewatching it's also still just terrible acting and not really scary at all as an adult. Jake Gyllenhaal. It was his first.
Gyllenhaal.
He starred in an episode of it, and like that was like his first acting role was in the show.
Really?
Yeah. But I just wanted to mention it that's another one of those Goosebumps-esque things.
That's weird. How old was he when he was in it?
Great question.
What's the name of it again?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
And it's a TV series?
Mm-hmm. It was Canadian, I believe.
Canadian. I'm trying to look it up.
But it was just like the entire plot of it was the connecting factor is each week when the episode would come out, it was just kids sitting around a bonfire telling ghost stories. Mm. And as they're telling the ghost stories, you're watching the story.
Yeah, it doesn't come up when I do TV shows with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Just search Jake Gyllenhaal. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
All right.
It was the episode with the camera.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? It was the episode with the camera.
Yeah, there was a...
Jake Gyllenhaal is not in Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Who is it then?
The confusion may stem from him starring in horror films or his role as the original Jake in the 2001 film Donnie Darko, which is sometimes associated with the show due to its horror and mystery themes. The revival...
I've seen the episode.
This is just an AI overview. Maybe this is what's the name of that? It's not the butterfly effect. What's the effect? It's where it's like...
The Mandela effect?
Mandela effect.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. He was in Danny Darko.
That was a weird movie. Ryan Gosling.
Not
Jake and Gyllenhaal. Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. They all look the same.
They're all the same. All those men actors. Same episode, same idea. I just had their name wrong. It was a camera that what it did.
Okay. Yep. A young Ryan Gosling.
In the episode, the camera would, if you took a picture with the camera, it would show you, like, it wasn't like necessarily like death, but it would be like a terrible accident or something would happen.
Wait, if you look at the camera?
No, when you took a picture with the camera, the developed picture would show you. It was like, it wasn't that it predicted the future. It showed you, once you took the picture, it would show you, it could create a terrible future within the picture. So it's like, you didn't want your picture taken with this camera.
Gotcha. It says I guess the episode was The Tale of Station 109.1.
Am I just being stupid?
A youth obsessed with death discovers a radio station which takes its listeners to the afterlife.
This is all children's made media, peoples.
Yeah. I don't know.
See, that one was the scary one, and I avoided.
All right. Good call.
Good call. Yep.
Yeah.
Today. I avoided it today. I'm spooked out, guys.
Good job.
Home run.
Thanks.
That's all I had. Sorry. I had to redo. I rebooted I reset my computer, so I'm slowly building back up the sound bites, everybody. We got the most important one, though.
Very good.
You're welcome.
Let's speed run a couple of shows.
Okay.
2 that I watched a lot as a kid. Don't tisk me. You don't know what I'm about to talk about.
I know it's not going to be good.
All Real Monsters was one I watched, where it was just it was essentially Monsters Inc.
Okay.
But in cartoon form from the 1994.
Monsters Inc. is just the prelude to Stranger Things.
Portals
Into an alternate dimension, and they're trying to take things from our dimension.
Yep.
Hollywood, man.
What
are they preparing us for?
Money. They're preparing them to get our money.
They're preparing for us to not have any money.
All Real Monsters was literally just like, it was a school of monsters that were learning how to scare kids.
Okay.
And that was just like the entire plot, and each week was just like a different little plot. I watched that a lot. It was just monsters, like goofy looking monsters. And then the other one I watched.
Oh, those goofy looking monsters.
This one I watched, and I loved this show. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Okay.
And it's just that. It was just like a elderly couple living in the middle of nowhere. The town is literally called Nowhere.
Okay.
And they had a dog named Courage.
Yep. I know about this. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then just every week, some sort of evil force would materialize itself, and Courage would have to protect its elderly coupled family. And he was a coward. It was an entertaining show as a kid.
Entertaining.
And it was like, there's some parts that were really creepy in it, but it was never like anything over the top.
Okay.
But it'd just be like, it'd be like goofy things like a duck from space. Or
Ducks from space?
yeah, it was like
Mighty Ducks?
no. Ducks, like it was alien ducks.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks.
Alien ducks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm not familiar enough with Mighty Ducks to know.
Well, they're ducks from space.
I thought it was just a kid's hockey movie.
No, the animated cartoon, Mighty Ducks.
They made an animated cartoon off the Mighty Ducks hockey kids movie.
They made 2 separate things that have the same name.
And aren't related at all?
They're related in the sense that they play hockey.
Isn't like their logo the same or something?
Maybe, but that's about it. Well, okay. In the live action show about the kids playing hockey, they've got a mask that looks like a duckbill.
I bet you money.
In the cartoon,
How much you want to bet that the cartoon and the TV show, in the movie, are related in the sense that they just wanted to make the TV show Mighty Ducks, but didn't want to actually make it about hockey. I think the Space Ducks played hockey, dude.
They did. That's what I'm saying. Like
then they're related.
That's the only thing that relates them is that the ducks from space play hockey, and
You're telling me that a show called The Mighty Ducks, that's unrelated to the other Mighty Ducks where they both play hockey, is unrelated.
The only thing that they have in common is that they play hockey, and their name is the Mighty Ducks.
And what I'm trying to say is you're telling me that that's not related to one another?
I'm saying that's the only thing they have in common. They don't use any of the characters from the live
but
action.
you don't think that they were made by the same company or a spinoff from the other property?
I'm sure it was a spinoff. But
All right, then that has something to do with
what I'm telling you is it shares nothing outside of the sport of hockey. There's no intermingled characters. The universe is not even the same. Like they land on
They
Earth.
made it.
They land on Earth, so I guess in a sense they share that, but sure. Yeah, they made it.
Okay, that's my point. Is like it's a spinoff.
You're right. You know what? You're right.
I am Spartacus. You did. I want to go through a couple of movies real quick.
Okay.
You said The Witches, which I'm not actually sure. I've never heard of that.
Which witch?
Which?
The sandwich?
Monster Squad, which was essentially Dracula shows up in the neighborhood and summons all the classic monsters, and kids have to defeat them.
Like Hotel Transylvania?
Yeah, pretty much. Coraline, Paranorman, Monster House, and Frankenweenie, all just horror.
Yeah.
Kids horror.
Can I ask you about that?
What's that?
The Hotel Transylvania. Like, why does it have so many movies?
Apparently it did really well.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Funny enough, Coraline and Paranorman, they're both made by the same company. I thought Frankenweenie was, but it's not.
James and the Giant Peach?
James and the Giant Peach.
Why'd you say it that way?
That's a good movie.
James and the Giant Peach.
Why did you mimic me like that? Hey, I'm going to pretend to be John. Da, 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 da. Sounds nothing like you.
Yeah.
All right. We're getting a little short on time, but I wanted to talk about something very specific.
Okay.
It is marketed as a children's board game.
Spookily the Square Pumpkin?
The board game? Yeah, love that. What?
Sorry, I got distracted. It's a movie. It's called Spookily the Square Pumpkin.
Can that be our new spooky season mascot? Just a square pumpkin?
I don't know. There might be copyright infringement, but
We'll get away with it.
yeah. They won't know.
They won't know. Ouija boards. Ouija boards.
Luigi boards?
Ouija boards, yeah. Ouija boards. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know.
Okay, just make sure like the way you said it's like, what are you
Yeah,
talking
like
about?
Ouija
Yeah.
boards.
This one is very specifically targeted towards kids. I've been in stores and it's in the children's toy aisles of a Ouija board. And this is something that is just like, we've talked about, middle ground, gray areas, what you should and should not be watching. And a lot of these shows is like, can be left up to your discernment of what is good for you. What you believe as with your spiritual walk, right?
Sure.
These are all, left up for interpretation. But I feel like that this is something that is geared towards children that is very blatantly something that we should not be playing with.
Yep.
You are using divination to summon and talk to spirits.
Yep.
There's no way hiding it. There's no colorful rainbow hit on top of it to make it look good and pretty.
Yeah.
This is just something that is straight up evil.
Yeah.
That is labeled as a children's thing.
Yeah, I agree. It put out there as a kid's game or just a lighthearted whatever.
Oh yeah, just sit in the dark
Get
and
that good hearty spook.
yeah.
And the reality is it's, there's a reason that the Lord tells Israel to have nothing to do with divination, witchcraft, necromancy, all these things. Is you're trying to tap it. You're trying to say you've got your own power. So you're tapping into a spiritual presence. And doing this, you are inviting spirits in. And if it's not the spirit of God, then it's a demonic spirit. And if you're welcoming a demonic spirit into your life, you're giving it control.
Yeah.
And so Ouija boards that's what you're doing. You're tapping into this demonic spirit and inviting it. Sorry, I'm yawning.
Have we talked about how tired we are as people right now?
Everybody that was a free yawn. I hope all of you yawned with me. No, but yeah, you're inviting these dark spirits in by doing this lighthearted divination board game.
Well, marketed as a lighthearted.
Marketed as.
Just the thing is,
You know what they're doing?
what?
They're lying.
They're lying. I don't know. It's such a odd property, item, toy, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because it's marketed as this evil thing. Like,
Yeah.
not necessarily marketed as evil, but it's not hiding what it is at all. This is the tool. This is the thing that you use to communicate with the dead.
Well, I think
Right.
I think as Americans, we've fooled ourselves into thinking like there's only a couple of religions in this world, or I can count on one hand how many religions there are in the world: Christianity, Judaism, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist. It's those 5. And then you got the atheists who say they're not a religion, but they're a religion. So there's 6. But the reality is there's so many different worships of idols
Mm-hmm.
that have always been around. And part of that is, the demonic, the Satan, like the worship of Satan. The church of Satan is a thing, and it's real and it's present, and they don't beat around the bush. Like, yeah, some of these satanic communities are like, oh no, like we mean it as in like we just worship the earth and we don't believe in any God. And then there's the straight up demonic, like, yes, Satan, the accuser, the devil, that's who we worship. And so there's, it's not like it's hidden. It's out in the open, but because it is of the darkness, Christians are like, oh, let's just push that off to the side, pretend like it doesn't exist, or pretend like it's not a big deal, and go about our day. We need to be real with ourselves. We are a holy race of ambassadors who are called to shine the light in the darkness. And there's a lot of darkness out there. There are a lot of temples to idols, and we just try to give them other names,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it today, like the capital of our country, Washington, D.C., has an obelisk at the Capitol. In ancient times, in the middle, in the land of Canaan where Israel lived, they were constantly erecting and cutting down Asherah poles. And it's the same thing. Obelisks are these pillars set up as a form of worship to whatever deity or whatever moment in time. But it's a form of worship. And we've got it in our capital, and we treat it like it's no big deal.
So you're saying that this children's toy is just been conditioned to be okay because it's just something that we have around all the time?
Yeah, there's so many things that are all around us that because we're in denial of the reality of polytheism, unofficial polytheism, let me put it that way, unofficial polytheism, that people that practice it, we're like, oh, what? I don't know. Like we try to argue and justify why it's not what it is. But the reality is polytheism is a worship of plural God, multiple gods.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one God. There is no other. So when you play things like divination, you're inviting these evil spirits who demand worship. When you are on your phone all day long and you spend no time with God, you're worshiping your phone. That's your idol. That's one that I have had to remind myself of constantly. Like, I'm using my phone for so many different things, having my own business and having, personal life and this, that, and the other. It's a tool that I use so much. But then when I find myself just on my phone doing nothing, I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like, I could be spending time with the Lord, or I could be spending time in His Word, but I'm just here on my phone. Why am I worshiping my phone? So yeah. And I'm sure that there's a lot out there that people can fill in the blanks with, but I would say things like that, like watching horror movies, reading horror books, playing with Ouija boards. It's even if you don't want to acknowledge it as a form of exaltation of demonic spirits, it most likely is, because it's most likely opening the door and welcoming them into your life. So we as Christians, we've got to ask ourselves that question: what am I inviting in by participating in this?
Mm-hmm.
And go from there. And that's why I have such a hard time with Harry Potter. It's like, what am I inviting in by doing this? Am I inviting anything in? You know? So
You're inviting J.K. Rowling into your house.
Well, and I don't know what to make of that, because apparently she's Christian, but then I also hear stories about all the spells that she used for the books. She actually did like extensive studies into Wiccan and Druidry to get those spells. So it's like,
I think it might be, and I'm not saying this is okay, but like one of those authors is like, I want to make it as authentic as possible kind of mentality on it.
yeah,
It's possible why she did the studies into it. I'm not defending her. Don't get me wrong on that. I'm just more of trying to find reason within it is all.
yeah. But then we go around to the other things like the Goosebumps books, like you're talking about, and scary stories to tell in the dark. Like, there's no gray area in those.
No.
There's one purpose to those books. It's to scare you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess we got to really hammer out that, like, why do we find joy in being scared?
Probably it's a safe, thrilling, like why do we have people, and this might end up getting weird to some or sound unrelated, but it's like, why do we have people who go drive cars fast? Why do we have, you know what I mean, get people who climb mountains? And it's a form of seeking thrill to some degree.
I guess that's what it is it's a thrill thing, but that's what I'm saying, like, because it's across the board. Everyone has their different tolerances.
Mm-hmm.
So some things are too scary for people, but then they do other things that it would still fall in the camp of spooky. It's just been, I guess it's more tame. So
It's easier because, like, horror, when you're talking about thrill seeking, is easier.
Yeah.
Because it's safe.
Yeah.
When you're talking about physical harm, you're not jumping out of an airplane. You might not accidentally crash your car.
Yeah.
And you might not get stuck rock climbing. Your worst case thing is you could hurt your eyes watching the TV or get a paper cut reading a book, turning the page. So it's a safe, easy thrill-seeking thing. And it also is a bit of an accomplishment to get through something that's scary, right? You watch something that is horror, and at the end of it, you're like, wow, I made it through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you just watched a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's people like that. That's why. I think.
All right.
So, yeah. Tell us in the comments, what's your big thrill seeker?
Yeah. Yeah. What's your big thrill seeker?
Well, what is your big thrill seeking activity?
And also, why are you doing horror? No, I'm just kidding.
What is your big thrill seeking? No. I am Spartacus.
Anyways, all right. That's the show. I hope you guys
That's it. Thank you for joining us for Spooky Season episode 56 of the podcast.
Episode 56 of the Saints That Serve podcast.
Saints That Serve podcast.
That's right.
So, Christ is Lord.
And the kingdom is now.
We are the Saints That Serve.
I'm Spartacus.
No, I'm Spartacus.
No, I am Spartacus.
No, I am Spartacus.
I am Spartacus.
I am Spartacus.